Hey everyone, Dr. Zeo here again, and today we're here to talk about Power Rangers Cosmic Fury Episode 6, Take Off. As always, we'll start off with our summary, likes, dislikes, and then our conclusion. So, this episode mostly takes place on Erridus, where the Rangers are initially testing out the engines for the Cosmic Fury base, so that they can go and leave Erridus and go back to Earth. On the flip side of things, while Amelia, Izzy, Fern, Billy, and Solon are testing out the engines and then activating the cloaking field so they don't get seen, Zato, Ion, and Javi are taking the Zords to go find out a disturbance. So there's a seismic disturbance somewhere on the planet, which they find to be a giant worm, who then transforms into a scuttle worm. So they form the Cosmic Dragon Megazord, they fight it, beat it, and then Ollie, Bajilia, and Jozotic are right next to Erridus trying to formulate a plan, and Bajilia says that I'm going to send a Scuttle Guard to one of Erridus' moons so that Scuttle Guard can blast the planet and then hopefully get the Rangers to come out of hiding, which does actually work for the most part. Solon and Billy leave the ship to go fix some engine thruster problems. In the middle of that, though, Solon gets captured by some scuttleworms. So now Izzy and Zato go find Solon in one of the caves on Erridus, and she's basically being held by some scuttleworm and then some about to hatch scuttleworm eggs, while the rest of the Rangers, minus Fern, goes off to Erridus' moon to go deal with the copy guard problem. So Izzy and Zato go to the cave, and they're met there by Ollie, Sentinels, and Jozotic, who they end up getting into a fight with him. And then Fern ends up, she's basically listening to the comms, and she decides, okay, I'm not going to sit here in the ship and do nothing. She takes what is going to be, or what should be, Ollie's Cosmic Fury Morpher. She teleports off to go find Solon, or to go to the cave to retrieve Solon. She ends up saving her, and in the process bonds with Solon, and she becomes the Cosmic Fury Orange Ranger. She helps the Rangers in the fight. They all teleport back to the ship, and then from there they zoom off into space. And then Ollie, him and Jozotic deal with the Scuttleworm problem because Jozotic had lost some bots to Scuttleworm, so he's particularly mad about that. And then the episode basically ends with Amelia giving them a rousing speech about them going back to Earth. Meanwhile, Ollie is just not too happy about things, and he's talking to Lord Zed about this, talking about, why am I not on Earth? Why was not I made in charge of Earth with all the power that I have? And basically Lord Zed tells him that him and Skroz will have plans for using the Morphin Master energy to help Lord Zed become the most powerful being in the universe. So Ollie is the one who can help him out with that, and that's the end of the episode. So let's go ahead and talk about my likes for the episode. First thing I liked was the boys taking the Zords out on the battle with that giant worm, because Q Ranger and Cosmic Fury in general have a lot of just individual Zord fights, and I'm really, really enjoying that. I'm liking the fact that we don't necessarily have to have a Megazord battle every single time, even though, I think all of them have resulted in a Megazord battle, but just us starting off in the Zord form is not a common thing for Power Rangers. I don't know if it's a common thing for Super Sentai, because there's so many episodes of Super Sentai. Like, I've watched a lot of the seasons, but I don't know if it's how common Zord battles are in Super Sentai, and I haven't actually watched Q Ranger yet, so I don't know if that's a recurring thing for Q Ranger, but here in Power Rangers universe, it's not a common thing for us. So being able to, again, cherry pick the best Zord battles in Q Ranger and cherry pick the best Megazord battles in Q Ranger has been one of Cosmic Fury's strengths, and this is no different. Having more drama between Izzy and Fern, where Izzy objects to Fern going to help Solon fix the engines, and then objecting to her helping them find Solon, again, it's good. As I've said in the previous episode review, I am living for this Izzy and Fern drama, because at the end of the day, Fern is a very capable woman, but she's not a ranger, and anything could happen, as Izzy notes that her going to help Solon with the engines at night in the middle of a Zord battle can be very dangerous. I like the fact that it's very obvious that Fern is not happy about being treated as what she calls a house cat. She doesn't like being cooped up in the base the whole time to do nothing while her peers are out there fighting Ollie, fighting Lord Zed, and generally helping to make the universe a better place, because Fern needs to be able to, she can't be cooped up all the time, and she needs to be able to help in some way, shape, or form outside of the base. Now, of course, that does come to fruition here with her becoming the Orange Cosmic Fury Ranger and eventually saving Solon, and now hopefully Izzy will be more lenient on her girlfriend being able to go out outside the base to help them in their ranger duties, because they do end up patching things up at the end of the episode. Izzy basically says, hey, I'm sorry for treating you like a house cat. One of my favorite things about you is the fact that you are just a great person. You're I think she said something about powerful, something along those lines. But basically, she apologized to Fern. Fern understands, and they have a nice little moment. And Javi ends up saying that now that Fern's a ranger, doesn't that make you two a power couple? And that was funny. I love me some dad jokes. And Izzy even says that that's a joke that their father would have told. I love that. I absolutely love that. Bravo, Javi, on telling me some good dad jokes. Zato is also using Morphin Master abilities, or at least what seems to be Morphin Master abilities. So while they're searching for Solon, the Rangers are using the base's map to kind of comb the planet. And then Zato activates the Master Red Staff. And then he said that he got some sort of feeling. And he just searched for Solon, and he saw where Solon was being held by the Scuttleworms. And then after that, he just almost kind of passes out, and it adds it kind of furthers the mystery element to his revival. And what exactly did the Morphin Masters do to him when they revived him? Because obviously they did something to him to where he's able to wield a Morphin Master staff, and he's been given mystical abilities. But how far the mystical abilities go and how that's having an effect on his Ravkonian biology is anyone's guess at this point, because it does not look very good for my man Zato. And I haven't mentioned this before, but this isn't the first time it's happened. But Amelia summons the Zord by saying, we need she says Zord power now. And it just gives me a nice, it reminds me of when they used to say, we need Astro Megazord power now, or we need Turbo Ram power now, back in the good old days. And just little bits and things like that just make me happy to be a Power Rangers fan for so long, because it just seems like they're just kind of throwing little bones at us, at the longtime fans. I also didn't expect to see Ollie blow a hole with his blaster through a Scuttleworm. That's more gore than I'm expecting in Power Rangers, but again, Cosmic Fury seems to be just taking the kitty gloves off for the most part, and doing that and then lopping off Javi's arm. So again, props to that. It wasn't necessary, no, but it's definitely appreciated. I thought it was a cool little scene there. There was also a good moment between Fern and Solon just after Fern saves her, but before she becomes a ranger. She says, sorry we can't stay, followed by, Fern, darling, that was your cue to teleport. And Fern can't teleport because there's some Scuttleworm goop over the Cosmic Fury Morpher, preventing them from teleporting away. And that was funny. It was a nice little subtle funny moment there. And really my last like for the episode was Lord Zed acting particularly fatherly toward Ollie when Ollie is expressing his, angst over not being chosen to command Earth. And Lord Zed basically reassuring him, saying that I'm not angry at you, I'm disappointed. And I know that doesn't sound like a good thing to hear from your father figure, but it does make Lord Zed feel like more of a father figure, because that's totally something a parent would say. And just him reassuring Ollie that I have bigger plans for you. Forget about Earth. You do have a specific purpose within my army. It's nice. I would not expect Lord Zed to be a good father figure. So that was a nice little surprise there. But that aside, let's go ahead and talk about my dislikes for the episode. So this one was weird, because in the previous episode, when I think it was Billy or Solon asked, who wanted to pilot the ship, Ion, Zato, and Amelia seemed to be the ones who expressed interest in doing that. Yet when it comes to this episode and testing the engines, the girls are testing the engines. Meanwhile, Javi, Zato, and Ion are off with the Zords, figuring out the seismic disturbance, which was weird. You can make an argument that Zato need to be out there with a Cosmic Dragon Zord, but at the same time, that argument doesn't really hold up, because Cosmic Fury has shown that they can remotely pilot any Zord from any other Zord. So they could have remotely piloted the Cosmic Dragon Zord without Zato needing to actually be in the cockpit. Him and Ion could have easily stayed behind to do whatever in the ship. So it's weird. Even when they end up flying off of Erridus, it's still the girls who are piloting the ship, and while the boys are standing in the background being like, hey, what should we do? And Billy's like, y'all should probably hold on to something. I just thought it was a weird situation there. But let's go ahead and jump into my conclusion, which we will just read off. So At this point, I feel like I'm a broken record that keeps saying how good these episodes of Cosmic Fury are, but here we are with another great episode. Fern and Izzy's conflict finally comes to a close, with Fern getting Ranger powers, and Izzy acknowledging that she was wrong to treat Fern like a house cat. Additionally, we're given some sort of hint that Lord Zed isn't concerned about Earth, but rather how he's going to utilize the Morphin Master energy for his ultimate plan. And then we also further the mystery of what happened with Zato and the Morphin Masters when he got revived, and how it's going to play into these final few episodes. Things are wrapping up in these final few episodes as we get closer to conclusion, and I can't wait to see how all this plays out. But anyway, that's all I have for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please rate the episode, like the episode, or rate the video, like the video. Leave a comment. I'll do all that kind of stuff, whether you're listening to it on your favorite podcatcher or watching this video on YouTube, because it does help with the algorithms. It helps me get more popular, which helps me bring more information to all of y'all. But either way, thank you again. I'm Dr. Zio. I will see you all in the next one. Have a good day, good week, good morning, good night, wherever you are listening or listening to this or watching this video. I will see you all in the next episode review. Until next time, I'm Dr. Zio, and ciao.